Well, we're starting to swim a little bit in some resources. Hello, everybody. This is Frogman, and welcome back to Feed the Beast Genesis. I am kind of currently working through a few things, just making sure that we have enough stuff to continue to keep ourselves busy because we have a little bit of a bunch of junk coming on in finally now that I don't have to worry about being outside messing around in the nether. Last time we built we built a machine we've probably been needing to build for a while, or at least building some semblance of an automated miner system in the nether that is now allowing us to collect resources reasonably easy. And well, it's kind of actually being a little bit better than I expected. So I've done a little, well, better than I expected, doing what I need it to do, and it's causing me a lot more work than I anticipated. Let's just put it like that. So we are currently doing a little bit of work. I've been doing some stuff in between episodes because I kind of decided we needed to actually move forward, and recording tends to cause me to not move as fast as I want to do. So there has been a few changes. We can go over, I guess we can go over here and I'll show you. I moved the trash can from this point over here and moved it actually kind of into a different trash can into the other base area, and I went and hooked up a remote redstone system using the RF Tools redstone receiver and transmitter. We're going to continue to use this separate system because I was going to say, I finally went ahead and made a few of the energy transfer nodes from Cyclic. They're not in terrible kind of a problem thing. It just requires you to get to this point to where you can make the crystallized amber, which we've been able to do since we made a solidification chamber. We could theoretically power this using that. I don't want to do that because this thing can absolutely chew through everything if you let it do it. But I did, well, if you notice, infuse it to 100% because we've managed to get well, an awful lot of the shards. They're everywhere. Again, it's kind of one of those things. That's the first thing you infuse, and then you keep doing it from there. I may end up going ahead and putting a fortune card in here. You can actually take the shape card out and change it into several different things. I think you can do a fortune card, and you can do a silk touch card. Essentially, basically, it just acts like you're hitting it with either a silk hitting the exact block with either a silk touch or a fortune 3, I think, pickaxe. Doesn't really matter. When you're playing around in this kind of an idea here, you're going to start to notice that it doesn't really matter. So as long as you just keep moving that around and spending the power, well, you're going to start seeing the nether kind of look like that everywhere. I've been kind of just playing with the settings and trying to get them correct. We're over, well, we mined over here, and then I started getting into this stuff, this biome over here. If you want a lot of bone meal, if you want a lot of bone meal, go mine one of these. Well, I think it's either this one or this biome, these two biomes, because you can disassemble the blocks that the trees are made out of, the leaf sections, and you'll either end up with a ton of nether wart, or you end up with a ton of whatever this stuff is over here, all of which you can put into a composter and make tons and tons of bone meal. And I mean, I finally used it all up, but I had this, to the point it was starting to fill up that I actually had to go ahead and do this kind of stuff with it. So I kind of moved it thinking that we would do a couple of changes. Other thing we have done as well is it is time I decided to get rid of this and that, and just kind of consolidate the power system a little bit. The biggest problem is we still need this occasionally, and we still need this occasionally, and we still need that occasionally because, well, that's how you're handling osmium. I went ahead and chopped through a whole bunch of osmium, went ahead and made I upgraded this to upgraded the metallurgic infuser to a basic infusing factory, upgraded the basic enriching factory, the enricher to a basic enriching factory, made a basic smelting factory and a basic crushing factory just for right now. Those all, I believe, have like 4 speed and energy upgrades in them, 4 to 8. I forget exactly what, but once you get to that point, you just kind of start going. Our power is plenty at this point. As far as I know, it is working and doing what I need it to do. I also went and moved this stuff in here, and I did go ahead and get a blaze data model. It is currently sitting at a tier advanced, which is amazing, and that means we now have all the blaze rods we're ever going to need. So I went and filled I guess I can take these out of here for now, put those in there. I went ahead and filled that up full of stuff and then took him off. He made it 78 into that direction. Once you start getting those pieces, you might as well just start using them to do what you need to do, and you end up with a whole lot of stuff. And again, infuser, all that machine does is you put the machine in here that you want to infuse from RF tools, and then you stick 4 stacks of the shards in the machine. It will infuse it to 100%, which will then make them more efficient and faster. They'll either use less power or work quicker or do whatever, but it's once you're swimming in shards like we are, that's kind of what you do. And I can, for that matter, make an infuser and infuse that thing if I really wanted to, but it's kind of silly. I don't think we're going to need any more RF tools stuff, so I'm not going to really worry about it right now. All right, over here, once here, we also went ahead and made a dissolution chamber. Dissolution chamber, fairly simple, easy to make. It's another one of those pity machine frames, just so that I could start making the add-ons for this. Being able to craft the range tier add-ons, the speed add-ons, and the efficiency add-ons and things like that just makes certain machines from the industrial foregoing mod work faster. So there's a single speed tier 2 in every one of these fluid extractors, and I think I could probably put an efficiency one in them too, but that was just so that we could start working a little quicker. I'm going to leave this one alone. I'm just going to let it do what it needs to do slowly over time. We're at a point where we're working fine, and I think I'm probably actually well ahead of what this goes. I need these to be overrunning that quite a bit because of that dissolution chamber. All right, so some of the other fun things that we've been doing since we had a trash can, or since we have a large amount of trash coming in. Again, I did go ahead and make some ender chests, and we're hooked into a couple of things. I went ahead and made something. There was no reason for me to be throwing away all of that netherrack and the cobbled soulstone and all of this other random stuff, because we need scrap. We're gonna need a decent amount of scrap as we kind of wander forward, so there's no point in throwing that stuff away. I'm stockpiling it right now just because I'm because I can, because it's fun. But I went ahead and we're going to be making some more stuff. We're going to be getting, like I stated, we're going to be going through and getting into applied logistics. I need better logistics. I need this mod. It's starting to become a massive headache because I'm absolutely running out of easy to use storage. And I mean, we can go ahead and make some of the other storages there. We do get the black hole units, we get all those kinds of things, but like just storage drawers, not having storage drawers for someone that's fairly used to having storage drawers, it's hurting a little bit. Not that I'm worried about it, not that I can't deal without it, but we're fine. So essentially what I did, since I needed that dissolution chamber, or got the dissolution chamber up, is that I attached a speed and an efficiency module to, I think it's that item transporter right there, or whichever one, it doesn't matter. The old thing, translocators, that mod, you would tap them with, I think, sugar to make them run faster and glowstone dust to make them push a stack at a time. In this, you need a speed upgrade and an efficiency upgrade in order to be able to make them work fast enough. But as we can see, it's running fast enough at this point in time to keep this compacting recycler. Yes, I made a compacting one. It's well, it wasn't really all that hard. It just required a machine block and the initial recycler, which is all of the fun stuff. It's keeping up. It's actually running slower. This is actually running slower than the miner is, but that's fine. Right now, I'm more interested in feeding all of that stuff into, well, making as much of that stuff as we can. So I've just been kind of coming over here and going, oh, we're getting a little full. Give me all the essence. Give me all the coal. Give me all the iron. I can come back in here eventually and go ahead and make this do some more, well, organize this and automate that a little bit. But basically, that's all I've been doing, is setting it up so that it looks like that, and then coming over here and just crafting all of this stuff into other things, and then, cooking it. So I'm going to do this, get all caught up again one more time, and then we're going to, no, I don't want to do that. That right there. Do that one. Dingy. There we go. Put those away. I'm going to go ahead and put a bunch of stuff away. We're going to let some things run. And we have a couple of machines already listed up here ready to go that we have to make. So let's get on to that here in just a bit. Now, since we're over here kind of looking at all this stuff, we're going to have to kind of talk about some things. I decided again finally to make some energy transfer nodes because I wanted to be able to do this kind of, well, somewhat reasonably simply, and I can reorganize it now finally that this thing is caught up and figured out. A compacting recycler, in order to be running at 100% speed, you have to keep it fed and let it run for a while. So it's got to, at least for one, have something to eat continuously, and then again, you've got to be able to shove that something to eat in it as fast as you possibly can. Now, there's probably 100 different ways of doing this, and again, I'm just going to brute force this whole mess. I just need the stuff to do what we need to do, because we need to be able to get to a molecular transformer, and we need to be able to get to a mass fabricator, because by the end of today, I want to be growing Certus quartz seeds. I'm not going to play with this trying to do the work. I only need to make 16 Certus quartz, and I only need to make one piece of UU matter. However, if we get UU matter, if we can get some of this stuff, we can start playing around with some of the other things. And I do believe, like the seeds, air seeds, a lot of these seeds that we need to make, the higher tier seeds, are going to be part of what we have to do. Plus, then you can do the usual thing. Free glass, free whatever you think you need to do, iron seeds, slime seeds, all those kinds of things. A lot of the stuff that you're used to making. We can even make some more elytras. But in order to be able to do some more work, we need to be able to get those two things going, and we need to kind of do it sometime today or fairly soon. Again, because did I tell you to do gravel? I didn't tell you to do gravel. I'm sorry. Have a piece of gravel. Get that out of there. Go. Make lunch. Good deal. It's actually, if I shut this off, it won't take long. Like, it's chewing through it pretty quickly. I could probably go ahead and make another one and be caught up with this, but I'd rather this thing be running at 100%, speed. And I guess there's some more upgrades we can put into these things too. But essentially, as was stated, we're taking some energy transfer nodes, we're plumbing that into a MV flux converter, which is then taking that and plumbing that into this machine. I went ahead and hooked a glass fiber cable up, mainly because I can make them. And, well, it's either that or whatever it is. IC2, again, it's kind of one of those mods. I don't use it unless I need to, and since we need to, we're using it. So I'm going to kind of let it clear out that box, and I'll show you what we're talking about here in just a second. But we're going to go ahead and craft a couple of things. The mass fab, I'm going to go ahead and probably just hook it in somewhere right over here so that it can eat all this stuff up. I know it's going to hurt as far as the power is concerned, and I don't think I have the thing that I can use to make it work, but we'll have to make it and see what happens. If we can just dribble a little bit of power into it and get all the stuff that we need to go, don't screw up, let it go. There we go. That's how quick the miner can work. So it's way slower. That miner could probably easily support 2 or 3 of these things. So is what it is. If I get bored, I'll make one. But yeah, we'll go ahead and work first off on a molecular transformer. I should have all these parts ready to go, and then we'll get after matter fabrication and hopefully jump our way through a little bit of the hoops that is going to be this particular mess. And again, the major hurdle right here, Certus quartz. States right on there, you'll need to create these in a molecular transformer to get started, but may later on find a more efficient means of production. We only need to make 16 of these. Actually, I think I don't even need to do that. If I make one and I'm patient, if I'm one, is that a flawless? If I'm patient, I just need to make one, theoretically. So we need to make 16 of these to be able to make the Certus quartz seeds that we need. If you take a flawless budding quartz and you set it up so that it allows you to grow the crystals, then you could be patient and it will make the Certus quartz for you. However, we're going to go on further. We need to get right straight into this stuff so that we can get down here, because like I said, I really am tired of not having, this is my storage system and all of these boxes and all of this stuff. I'm getting really tired of it. And it's, annoying. So let's go ahead. I've got a bunch of stuff pre-crafted. So we'll start with what was I going to do first? That one. We're going to do the molecular transformer first. That's going to require energy crystals, 4 advanced machine blocks, and 2 advanced circuits and an MT core. Once again, should be able to do that. Ding, ding. Nice. And since I'm in here, go ahead. I've already, again, pre-crafted a bunch of stuff except for that Lapotron crystal. Go ahead, craft one of those. And then we go over here. These are stabilized machine blocks. You need to have stainless stuff, magnets, all kinds of fun things, and, the regular old deal. Go. Thank you. Mass fab and a molecular transformer. All ready to go. And since I have this up here, this should run on that. Possibly. Did you connect? Okay. Now, as far as making these things work, the thing that you need to pay attention to with them is you take you craft the energy transfer node, and you also need to craft one of these GPS cards. If you just smack the machine down, like say, so this one's right here, and then tap this on the side of it, I think it's like right click and shift it, and then put it onto the feeder node, which is over currently on our power system over there, it will work. So I need, if I'm lucky, some of this. I only need 16 of them. Now that's going to take a while. I understand this. How badly is it going to drain this? Is it draining this at all? No. So I believe this is a this is an MV transformer, and I think we have what is this? An MV flux converter, and I believe this is where's my book? I believe, where is my book? What did I do with it? It's right there. So if we click on this and we click through these, I believe, I don't remember which one this one is, but we'll let that run. It's gonna probably take till the day the guys come in, or the whatever. It's gonna be a minute because it's just the way that this is, and that's all I have. I don't think I have an HV. What do those take to make? Oh, I get one. Well, really? Hang on a second. Let's accept some rewards here. You're going to give me that and this. This one will turn one into... Yeah, we all understand this. You're on a server. Recipes do not show J. Oh, that's terrible if you're on a server and you can't see anything. Stabilized machine block. You're going to give me... Wow. And a quantum overclocker. Oh, thank you for the scrap and a... HV machine that cannot be changed. Do not give it more than HV, but you can give it less and it will work slower. You should also consider setting up a consistent source of scrap for it to run at sets, because the scrap makes it run 7 times faster. There are other things we can do with the scrap to make it run. I've got to sit there and think about this. Once you've obtained some UU matter, make sure you see the entangled matter quest and the synthetic acquisitions. Cool. I don't know how far we're going to have to go down here. Well, I guess we will see as the time comes. Whatever. Not worried about this. So we'll, I think, like I said, I think this is either a high voltage or not, and it shouldn't really matter. If I take you, and I'm putting this stuff over here for right now because I can. Oh, that was the crop library. That's not what I wanted. Come here. I want this. Rotate. And do this. Where is the wrench? There we go. And then you pull. Oh my. Heh. I don't know how much this is going to hurt. I know that there's a conversion that we're kind of losing different between this stuff, and I may have to put a better one of these in here. But as long as this thing will keep running that like this, oh my, I'm going to have to move my stuff again. We should be good to go do a few things. Like, I don't know where I want to put you. Essentially what we're going to do is this is going to go right here. Okay. And you can go right there. And you can go no. And you can go yes. All right. Now that's going to take a while. I get it. But I have an awful lot of stuff that it can eat up. And I don't really care. Alright, cool. Let's do this. Are you full? Or are you filling? You guys need to do this. Pull, 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 and dump that in there. And then I guess the same thing for here too. Pull. That should prioritize the one closest. Maybe. Maybe not. I don't know. Alright. Now we'll let that one run. And there we go. First, Certus quartz crystal. Ding ding. That. Oh, go ahead. Thank you very much. And I get 3 of those, plus a Certus quartz wrench. Awesome. Alright, let's get away from all this loudness over here. Actually, while we're at it, I need to pull some of this stuff out to make sure that it is still functional. Oh, we hit some obsidian. That's not good. Crap. That's gonna slow that down. Not great. Well, I guess open everything you can. Cool. Let me dump my inventory and we can move forward. Jeez. Where are we at? All right, Certus quartz crystal. Hand those in for me, please. Yes, there's more an efficient way of doing this. Get me some blocks very quickly. We'll use these and let these guys get set up and start doing their work. I'm going to put them actually in here, I believe is a good spot. Possibly. Can I make these stand up in the air a little bit? So 1, 2. All right, and then we're going to set that. 1, 2. That. 1, 2. That. And then leave those alone to run for right now. These will eventually push the Certus quartz crystals off the side of them, and then we'll be able to automate that should we care. I'm hoping that they'll probably work a little faster than that molecular transformer will, but we'll see. So we'll put those away, put this away, and we'll go check on some things very quickly. There's another one. Hey, looky there. Cool. First piece of UU Matter. Pink blob. We'll leave that to run. And again, we're only really after this stuff for just basically just the seed process. And I know I can make this faster. I know there's actually a lot better way of making these things work. Mass fabs, I think the fastest way to make a mass fab work is going to be with scrap metal, because that gets you 100,000 time amplifier. I mean, you could make scrap boxes. I mean, I could be feeding them scrap boxes, which is a recycler, I think. How does that work? It's an extractor, something like that. I don't remember how it all goes. Doesn't really matter. Essentially, we're only doing this enough so that we get all of the UU matter that we need in order to be able to move on forward doing a few things, and that's cool. So I got another piece of this. This is going to, again, allow us to make a bunch of seeds of which we've been kind of waiting on for a little while in the Sprouting New Life. I believe every one of these requires a piece of it. And the other reason why I'm so happy about running that machine is the builder quarry is that we've now got a reasonable amount of inferium, which is still not a lot. That's not a lot. It looks like a lot. That's not a lot. But yeah, we'll go on and keep moving. So on to, where are we? Applied Energistics. You're going to say charge Certus quartz crystal. After creating Certus quartz, you will need to charge it in a charger. This is we all know this kind of fun stuff. Cool. I'm going to stop right there. I'm going to let some stuff run. I want the 16 of these that I need in order to be able to make the seeds so that I don't have to worry about running that the molecular transformer, that right there to make them. We just need 16 of these. So depending on whether or not the budding quartz makes it faster or that makes it faster, I will be back when I'm ready to move on forward. So I'll see you guys in a bit. Alright, I just clicked them out of there. We've done a couple of changes. This is getting better, I believe, outputting, doing what it needs to do. This absolutely just sucked that down to be nothing heck, but I went ahead and tossed in a crafter tier 1 from RF Tools in here just so that it can craft us up some scrap boxes. Scrap boxes will get us a little bit better amplifier, and they tend to last a little bit longer, so that's helping me chew through all of this backlog that we have. I've got the quarry off right now. Plus these are fun. You can pop them open and they've got stuff in them, so it's kind of neat. They've got a couple extra little things, but anyhow, 16 Certus quartz crystals are going to get turned into 4 Certus quartz blocks, which is going to give us the next step of what we need to do. Certus seeds, these are right here. That's going to be a tertium essence and 1 UU matter, and well, I should see 4 of those plus 1 of those. I guess I don't need that. That's to be able to make 2 of them. Ooh, that's nice to know. I was ahead of myself. But again, Certus quartz blocks, it the transfigurator little thingy over there was the thing that did the most of the work. So we need to be able to craft 4 pieces of this stuff, which means I need to make 1 of the stones. I believe I should have some prudentium essence in here. I do have 11 of it. I need 1 more, so I got to do the whole mess. All right, let me do this silliness. This is one of those things. I need a stone. What is the name of those things? Hang on a minute. How you do? Use on you. Use. You know, this does work. I've been doing it before. There we go. We need to make an inferium infusion stone so I can make a bunch of stuff out of that. So I need an inferium gemstone, which is a this is just going back into that same old thing. Oh yeah, these are all over here. Give me 1 of those, please. And then again, use here, that. Make 2 of the, well, now this, dang it. Infusion stone. I need 1 of those, so I need 2 of these, I believe. Now, we're going to make 2 of them. I don't think I have enough essence to get to the Master Infusion Stone, and I don't want to go ahead and burn what we've got right now because we're just going to only need a couple of these things for the moment. This will be something I'll do in the meantime off camera. So let me see. Inferium, we're going to have to bust down some of those blocks now. So go ahead and bang. And yeah, then I need this twice, and then I need 1 of those. Since we have them, go, just so that way I've got the next level of where I go. Did I make too many of those already? Doesn't really matter. We need to then make a whole bunch of this stuff. Sure. Is that not using the... Oh, really? No, it used it. It just didn't show the deal. All right, and then we need Certus quartz. Certus seeds should be the tertium essence or whatever that stuff is. And we just need 4 of those just so we can get to here. You need a prosperity seed, which I should be able to make 1 of those, and 4 of those. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, a bucket of water, and another seed of some semblance. Any old seed, doesn't really matter. Get me some of this stuff going so that I don't have to worry about this anymore. Thank you very much. Go in there, and 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 of those, and go. Awesome. Hello, Certus quartz seeds. And what are we going to get for a reward for that? Another supremium farmland and 1 piece of that essence. Beautiful. Thank you very much. I will replace probably that one. I need a box. Just go ahead and break it so that it doesn't make a mess everywhere. It's going to make a mess anyway. Give me the stone seed. You can go in here along with a bunch of that. Thank you very much. Give me the ones that are in here. I'll keep those in my inventory. And yeah, Supremium Farmland, have a Certus Quartz seed. That should go to work. There it is. And if I really feel like being silly, I can go grab some of this stuff that we have over here. Over here. Yes, that stuff right there. And give me a full-on stack of that, or most of a stack of that for now, so that we can get it to catch up. And go to work once you get caught up. That will produce Certus Quartz Essence, which we can then change into Certus Quartz Crystals, which we can then do the fun stuff and the things with. I think that'll do it for me right now, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to let a lot of stuff run. I'm going to go ahead and craft a bunch of cobbled stone, I guess, and just get rid of that stuff. But we're going to let a bunch of things run and go on forward with the way things go later on. We have a lot of more things to go with. I should be able to, yeah, I forget, this makes a lot of cobble. I don't want to do that. We'll probably just toss this then. And anyhow, I will let some things run, gather up a few more things. I'm probably going to go ahead and just craft through the gold, the iron, the nether, the nature experience, and possibly the amethyst seeds now that I have the accessible capability to do so. These are going to get expensive after a little while, and plus, as far as I know, we don't have the inferium essence seeds, which means I need to keep running things in the nether, so I will probably go ahead and get a trash can going on this fairly soon, just so that I'm not doing, you know, this and waiting on this to kind of take care of itself. But there we go. Next step, well, as soon as that comes up, I mean, one more round here real quick. All right, 8 of those. We come over here, and we do this. Hey, look at that. We got almost all of them back. No, we'll run that a couple of more times. Anyhow, I'm going to do some more crafting. We're going to get a bunch more seeds going. I'm probably going to have to, again, sit down and do some more. I'm going to get some more garden closures and things like that running. And we're going to get prepped and ready to go for the rest of this particular chapter. Again, I want to try to move on through some of this stuff. Reasonable pace, be ready to go so that we can set up a nice machine, because I think that's what's going to go in that box right there. So I'll see you later. Thank you so much for watching. We have a bunch of people hanging out, but anyhow, bye.